It's my turn to talk about a witch I talked to. Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yep.
Okay, tell us. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Taking my audio check into the... Anyway, my name is Claire.
And I'm Molly.
And this is
Book
Book Stupid. We're back. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
It's been, I think, 2 weeks,
yes.
in fact.
But last time when we hadn't recorded in a while, we also hadn't seen each other in a while.
Yeah.
And now we're right back. We're
We
right
are
back
locked
where we
in.
belong. Yeah. We've spent a lot of time
We
together.
have. We've been... I was saying to Jupes before we started, I was like, I feel like I act like an influencer, but like I have a full-time job. I'm just like, I'm never home.
I'm on a brand trip.
I'm always on brand trips. It's like I'm always like popping somewhere.
I know, I'm worried I'm going to have that reputation.
Really?
Well, I don't know. I call them...
With who?
Work.
Oh.
I don't want to, well,
They're
whatever.
like, her
She's an
background is in
influencer. Yeah,
Cabo.
exactly. Yeah, right.
Yes, we've been traveling a little bit.
A little bit. Local.
Local travel.
Local travel. Trains.
Trains.
Love train travel.
Club, train,
Another club. Ashley's car.
Yes, I've spent a lot of time in Ashley's car.
Talk about the lap of luxury.
Yeah.
I mean,
What a nice car.
the finishings, the color.
So Jupes and I traveled to Worcester, Massachusetts last weekend with Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
You were not there because you were at a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But when Ashley drove us in her aforementioned car, and when I got in that car, I was like, I feel like I'm on first class on a plane. Like the leg room, it was insane.
Did you get a little fussy when you didn't get your meal service?
Yeah, where's my microwave lasagna? You know.
Totally. That coffee that we're like not supposed to drink, but nobody's
Are
ever
we
told me
not?
why. Yeah.
Why?
Everyone's like, don't drink that from a plane.
Saying that to you.
The internet writ large.
Is it because it's like bad water or something?
Exactly, but then they can't tell me why it's so bad. Maybe it just stays in the belly of the plane forever.
Maybe. Yeah, I never really think about the...
Because when they do the, like, cart with drinks, they're pouring water out of bottles.
Yeah.
I just assume they do that for coffee, too.
You think that they're, like, pouring Fiji into the coffee maker back there?
Well, they're not, like, dipping the cup in the
Evian.
toilet. I don't know.
Yeah. And also heat kills everything. And it's hot coffie, so...
Right, you
So-
don't do iced.
I don't do cold brew on the plane.
On Spirit.
Yeah. All right.
No,
I'm just kidding.
We've covered You're a Woman of Me. Sorry.
Yeah. You sat where I sat when we took her car to the shore.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
took
not
the back
experience-
seat. It was kind of though like when an oldest takes the back seat because they know it means a lot to the youngest.
That's so rude and unfortunately true.
It's so spacious.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
First class. I was like, I've never had this much and it helps that Ashley's short. So she was on
She
top of the wheel.
chokes up on the wheel. Yeah, so if you're sitting behind the driver, you like got a good 4 feet.
I was like, I'm practically laying down.
And you know what people...
That's true. I did fall asleep.
Oh, that's so nice. Plush seats, though, a gorgeous napping.
Really nice.
Space. People also... so I feel like I get a lot of goodwill when I fly or like I'm asked into similarly compromised physical spaces because I'm a 6 foot tall woman.
Yeah.
And like people are like, oh, like...
You're like a veteran.
What can I do to make this better?
You get
for
to board
you?
early.
Everyone stands. But you're also tall, but you're not like...
We were talking about this
yeah.
weekend, yeah.
I'm notably tall.
I'm unremarkably tall.
And notably is the operative word because people note it constantly.
Yeah, right.
They feel licensed to talk about my height
Yeah.
all the time.
They ask you if you have more fans.
That's more my mom. Time and time again. So the doctor who's already said no, but still, are you sure she doesn't have Marfan's? Look at her. But yeah, however, you're 5'8". I'm
Yes,
6
thank
feet.
you.
we have the same length legs. We've done this before where
Do
we've
we really?
lined up. You've got gams.
But so do you.
I'm big torso.
More fans. You're tall all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got torso for a long time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all just
Yeah, you do.
straight.
Yeah.
My body just is straight. But yeah, you are, so in those spaces like a plane or the backseat of a car, you're actually in just as bad a predicament as I am.
Oh, you're saying I deserve the veteran treatment.
I'm saying you kind of like wear your service more quietly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But I deserve a Purple Heart nonetheless.
people should stand when you get on the plane.
Damn it.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
was recently on a JetBlue flight that I was like, oh, like, randomly I was obviously like in a middle seat next to the toilet. But like
the toilet's the seat next to you.
yeah.
Toilets on either side.
Yeah.
Middle seat between two toilet bowls. Okay.
But I was like in this like bad seat. Still had amazing legroom. I was like,
JetBlue's that girl.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway.
It's also down to the plane too, but I'm not gonna be one of those people who like knows the make of the plane I'm on.
Right.
Meanwhile, I think that's actually a pretty normal thing to do. I don't want to.
I just want to know it's not the Boeing one that blows
It
up.
almost always is.
yeah.
So,
Although
like-
whenever I see it's an Airbus, I'm like, thank God,
Oh.
because I just know that's not the Boeing.
How do you know an Airbus from a?
I have no clue.
From your own
It
butt?
just says it sometimes on the. It just sometimes says it on the ticket, or
Oh, okay.
you know.
I don't know anything with my own butt. I really don't.
I think it's better not to know. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Lest
just-
I'm getting on like a little jumper, puddle jumper.
Right.
I don't really care.
Which I sometimes am, because again, I'm a woman of means.
You are a
so-
woman of means. Oh, another island. Another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another private plane.
Okay. Okay, so the shore.
The shore. That's where we were. Well, it wasn't the weekend. It was, we all had off on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday was sort. We were also there on Friday.
Yeah.
And we had a great time.
We had a really good time.
We
on
had
the
a
shores.
sorry. Jupes was supposed to be there, but she got sick, so this is a little rude of us to like rub it in. But it was a really nice time.
It was really, really fun. We were on the Jersey Shore. We did
Yeah.
some beaching. We did some pool hopping.
Yeah.
We did some country clubbing.
Yeah, we did it all.
Big yanks. But we really were. It wasn't all sunshine. We were plagued by something actually really insidious. Weren't we?
We were. It's a really. It's
You're taking me out of the ordinary.
Molly brought up that TikTok song at some point that was like, it's
The-
a Benson Boone.
No, it's not. You think it is,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's some other guy.
It's some other variant. Okay, it's called Ordinary. Sorry, I need my coffee.
It's over. And
And it goes like,
You're
"You're
taking me out
of the ordinary." Na, 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 na. And we just could not stop singing it. It
and
was
we hate this song.
we hate it. Yeah, to be clear.
But it's to try getting it out of your head now.
Yeah, enjoy.
And it just like it wouldn't stop.
Mhm.
Like, and at any time, either me, Ashley, or Siege would have it, and then we couldn't help
Yeah,
but hum it or sing it, and now everyone's back down
right. In
in the gutter
trenches,
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bit. It wasn't like, oh, how funny that we're like, we can't stop. It was like literally like it's stuck in my head.
It's bad.
Um,
And I do think it changed our brain chemistry a little bit.
It did. And then so on the last night, we had just a nice time. We were
The best
we,
time.
like just the weather was gorgeous, very hot.
Yeah.
Finally, it has stopped raining in New York, in the greater New York area.
Yeah. And it was just fun time with the girls, and by the girls I will also include Tim Alaka.
yeah, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Tim Alaka.
Stupid head.
a fellow stupid head.
He could really kiki with the best
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
and-
We really had he was gossiping so
Is
much.
he?
So the last night we were like, what did we do? We went out to dinner,
Mhm.
and then we were like, we're gonna go on the town. So we went to
First we stopped at Jackie Alaka's.
Also a
another
friend of the pod.
pod, another
Yeah.
stupid head, and another one of the girls can kiki
Yes.
with the best of them.
kikied with her and her amazing dog Lowkey Marie, and then we went out to like the boardwalk, I guess, in
Sure.
Point Pleasant. But it has like a bunch of, I don't know, people who from New Jersey are gonna be like, you don't know New Jersey, like
But
I
you
do.
I know your
I was born
heart,
there,
Your
so-
heart belongs to New Jersey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
so we went to this place. I forget what it was. It was the Jenkinson's Boardwalk, but we went to some
Yeah.
place where there was like live music.
Right.
So fun.
So
we were
fun.
dancing like crazy girls. Molly kept doing her backyardigans dance. And then it was like, I feel like it started to thin out. We were also drinking Red Bull vodkas.
I don't know why. I don't know who chose that. It was
Molly. That I haven't had like a Red Bull vodka since freshman year of college.
Yeah, we're now like 2 days out from that night, and I need you to stop saying
Okay.
it. My body's still feeling
reeling from
viscerally upset by the phrase.
But I guess, and then it turned over to a DJ later in the night, right?
In between band sets, there was a DJ set, and then the band left, and the DJ took over again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so Molly decided to...
I had a bit of rapport with the DJ already
okay.
because I had asked for a happy birthday moment.
You did, yeah.
So he was kind of like friend of the DJ set.
You were behind the booth. Like...
I wasn't, but
yeah.
I was a known entity to him.
Yeah.
When I came up to broker another deal, he was ready.
Right, yeah. And egg on his face. So Molly requested, "You're taking me out of the ordinary."
Like as a way to hurt my friends and myself.
Yeah.
And I guess everyone there.
And like he got through 30 seconds maybe of the song before he like literally stopped it and said, like, "Just so you guys know, like, I didn't pick this."
Because the dance floor like cleared out. Yeah. Everyone was like, boo. And the DJ starts going, "Okay, this was a request. Like, can the person who requested this, like, please come forward?"
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was looking for a head. He wanted someone to play. He's going, "Who requested this?" Because he's getting such a bad reaction from the crowd.
And we just stood there like, yeah, who did this?
I ran. I went to the bathroom. I was afraid he'd recognize me.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I'm in the bathroom by myself laughing my fucking head off as I can hear it kind of peter out. And he's like, "All right, well, I'll just play something else because
but it wasn't me.
I didn't even want to listen to that."
That was so funny. And then another thing that happened was I ordered a round of drinks. Obviously didn't take my credit card back with me. I left it at the bar. I've been saying this to my mom, like, I feel like sometimes when I talk about this, people are like, "Oh my god, she's so like quirky girl, like can't keep her wallet on her."
You're true to this, not new to this.
I have a mental illness. I don't know what it is, but I cannot. It's probably like a little bit of ADHD. I don't know, but I don't think I have ADHD. But there's just like something about it's stuff. I can't hold on to my stuff, and it's like I forget it. I can't explain it. So anyway, I left my credit card at the bar, and then we're like literally dancing like it's like that scene in Call Me by Your Name where like Timothée Chalamet is like, you know, having a moment, but it's like all of us. Yeah. And then the bartender just comes up to me and hands me my credit card, and I was like, awesome.
Comes out from behind the bar, walks onto the
walks
dance
all the
floor.
way to the dance floor, which was so nice because
it was like closing. Like he was like, yeah, we were closing at the bar. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's still really nice.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then Molly and I took we took NJT back yesterday morning, and then we both had big days yesterday celebrating milestones for women.
Yeah. So maybe a normal way of saying that would be a bachelorette and a baby shower, respectively. But milestones for women, indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, Jupes and I were at a bachelorette all day yesterday, which was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
And should I speak on that, or?
I think you could say another friend of the pod.
Oh, another friend of the pod, Emma. She's getting married in 3 weeks, which I realized yesterday. Mm-hmm. And it was a fun day. It was like
you made a clock.
I made a clock. It was really good programming, which is what I was about to say. We started the day with. I thought it was like really like I was like that was good. We did karaoke at RPM Underground, which is a fun spot. And it was like a brunch, so we got to eat and then also like
Huge.
drink a pitcher of mimosas each.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with starting with karaoke though, like if no one's drunk yet, is like everyone's kind of like a little shy still.
You're taking me out.
Not this group, because
But then you kind of get bolder as you sing the song, as is the nature
Right.
of the song.
yeah, and then you're like, wait, you are taking me out of the ordinary. Loki, you're taking me out of the ordinary right now.
Wait, then your other good clock joke. It's
my
not
clock
even
joke?
clocking for you.
That I'm standing up is?
Yeah, but you were good in connecting the clock
Oh,
to the...
yeah, she's referencing a great Instagram story I had this weekend.
One of many.
But yeah, it started with that. I love doing karaoke. It's tough to do karaoke with this group of friends because they're all like musical theater people, so they're all super talented.
Yeah.
But friend of the pod, Chris Mangine, and I always just do like musical numbers together. Last Christmas, these are just some of our hits. You may have heard of them. Yeah. Last Christmas. We also like to do summer nights from Greece.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So just a sort of a selection.
Gorgeous. I love that.
Then we made clocks. We went to like a bar up here, Stella and Fly, and we made mosaic clocks, which was really fun. It was nice to do something like tactile.
I love that. Yeah.
When you're like have had a picture of mimosas, it kind of like recenters you.
And we've talked about this before. Adults crave artistic expression.
The way it was so fun to see. We said this. It was like it's. I think Dan said this. It's so fun to know your. Oh, sorry, Jupe said it. It's so fun to know old friends in new ways.
Totally. That's like what Ash said to me when I caught the hibachi zucchini on the first try.
Oh, she did say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it is fun to see friends in new capacities.
Like everybody got so into their clocks. Chris made something insane.
I loved it.
But it was so funny. We all signed it. I said to Chris, I was like, I wish I had a picture of it, but I was like, this looks like something like...
It's outside.
True, yeah. This looks like something that like you would make at Catholic school for like Catholic school's auction week, you know, or like
totally.
they would auction it off and be like, which parent wants to spend $500 on this fuck ass clock?
The parents are like, my mom always was like doggedly avoiding that. I'm like, my art is going to be on auction this
it's going to auction.
She's
you
like,
know?
It was so weird. It wasn't there. Then I'd like see it in like James's house and be like, well, that's weird because James's mom bought it.
James's mom put up.
Yeah. What the hell? Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. And then we went out to dinner and dancing, and it was a great day.
Tip
to tail. Yeah.
That is, and I love like a single day bachelorette moment.
It was really nice.
But it was still programmed to the hill, which, like you said, is such a fun way to move through a day.
Yeah, you gotta have good programming
for sure.
And I think Emma really nailed it. But yeah, it was nice to do. Like, I feel like bachelorettes are fun. Like, when it's like, because I think a lot of these days everyone lives in different corners of the world, so you kind of have to do like
everybody
a destination,
make your flight worth it,
right, and then make it long.
Yeah,
you know. But it's nice because we're all local to New York that it was just kind of like a
summer loving
happens so fast.
Sorry, Chris, I'm not coming for your job. You're her duet partner.
He's my guy, okay. So
totally. Well, you were having a bachelorette.
Yes, you were doing another women milestone.
I was at a baby shower, and it's my turn to talk about a witch I talked to.
Yay!
Yep.
Okay, tell us.
Why are witches finding us? I don't know, but
because we have an unsettling energy.
And I was getting feedback like that too.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
This woman, she's a hairstylist on Long Island, and I could tell she was doing a really like the deepest side bang you've ever seen. Like I think it started maybe by one ear.
Okay.
And then came straight across the forehead to the other.
Was she hiding something on her forehead?
Like genuinely, I wonder.
Yeah. A third eye, maybe.
Maybe so. Like big old glasses, and she comes in late, and immediately is like, "Where's my drink?"
Okay, love her.
I'm like, "Girl, yes."
You're like, I'm gonna get her one.
Hold on, sis.
Yeah.
Diva sits down. She's next to me.
Okay.
She like at different moments, like just immediately launches it, cutting people off, talking over everyone.
Okay, cool.
She's going, well, you'll have something red in the baby's crib, right? We're all going, well, didn't think of it.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
the baby's full of electricity, and it needs a red item to ground the electricity, else the baby. I'm
Like a
picturing
jumper cable?
I'm picturing like baby Jack from The Incredibles. He's like,
Yeah.
like, she's like, yeah, you need like a red, like perhaps tie a red string around the baby's wrist.
Yeah, you idiot.
I don't, and I'm like, are we talking Kabbalah? Like, I don't really
Yeah.
know like what's. So that was just one. At another time, there's like pleasant baby shower conversation
Right.
happening at the table of otherwise pretty normal women.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden she cuts across, you want to hear a joke? And then at this point, I could not control I have like a hard time controlling the expressiveness of my face, period.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can't even anymore. Like, I
Right.
can't pretend I'm not having the best day of my
Yeah.
life. So when she comes across, do you want to hear a joke? And she says it like she's been in the middle of a conversation. And I just go, yes. I have my fists in the air. I have a tear streaming down my face. I can't help it. The joke was something about like her 96-year-old father being in the hospital and her mom
Amazing
asking,
premise.
wait for the punchline. And her mother, also in her 90s, asking everyone to leave the emergency room so she can have sex with him. I'm still waiting. That's the joke.
That's the joke.
That's
Okay.
the joke.
So that's a story. That's actually what in the biz we call a story.
At one point, she pulls up her phone, shows the whole table, doesn't give it any preface, just presses play on a music-backed slideshow of pictures of herself.
Was she invited to this, or did she just show up?
She was at the table of honor.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. Like, on her other side,
love
the
her.
mother-to-be. Yeah, no, I was obsessed with her, but she did get really serious with me.
Okay.
Much like you, she goes, okay, first of all, stop taking birth control.
These witches are trying to get us pregnant.
Why are witches trying to knock us up?
It's gotta be. It's like a.
It must be like the main pillar of witchcraft. Like, get women pregnant.
Women. That's your whole thing. That's your mission.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's like a, like an op by the GOP. It's like liberal women will only believe they have to have children if like there's a witch who tells them.
So funny. Right. Yeah. It was very that. And I wasn't, really drinking any of her Kool-Aid, but she was like, no birth control. Like, really, you should have a baby right now. Like, I'm actually she was getting angry at me. She's like,
It sounds just like my witch.
Do you think they're friends?
Probably. Does she like karaoke?
Probably.
Does she have a little hat?
No, her hair was a
Right.
hat,
She
though.
also had a weird head thing going on.
Yeah, but I was like full blown losing it. And so that's the woman sitting next to me. And then across the table from me is like the nanny of the father to be.
Okay.
And the father to be is an adult
like-
man. So this woman was like, no, she was his nanny way back when.
Got
this
it.
woman is like, I would assume 103.
She's also in the hospital.
She's like, if anyone wants to have sex, I'll clear out the room. Her whole face is age spots. It's like liverers.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Some
saying?
of us are going to look like that. So
Hey,
let's...
I'm just, I can dish it and take it, all right? I'm ready to look. I before we started recording, it was like, everyone thinks I look 30, and you guys were like, you are 30. So, no, this woman was like 103, tiny.
Oh my god.
Could neither hear nor speak, it seemed. Just nothing. And she wasn't interested in doing either.
Okay.
Anyway.
She's like the Wario of the witch.
But she's got a nasty little attitude, you can tell.
Okay, cool.
She's not talking or listening, but she's just kind of sitting there sourpuss.
Right.
She's Italian, and at one point in the middle of the meal, again, wordless, she pulls out the largest pair, the gaudiest pair of Gucci sunglasses I have ever seen. Like, I was like, okay, DJ Khaled. It was her whole face covered by. It is
Yeah, to
the
cover her
middle-
liver spots.
We are inside. It's the middle of lunch, and she puts them on. And she
These
just
people rock.
does that for like an accessory for a little bit,
You think she
and
went
then
to
wordlessly
sleep?
signs them up. I mean,
Maybe
maybe,
she just needed a nap.
which is actually so brilliant.
Yeah. But that's the
Um,
kind of thing you can only do when you're 103.
Yeah, totally. Loved her. Really loved the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like crying. I kept having to like kind of just do a napkin to my face like I was coughing because I couldn't handle it anymore.
I thought you were going to say because of your style.
Well, that would be hard to conceal.
It's all right.
And
We don't
really,
have to talk about your stuff.
we should talk about it. Everyone can see it. It inflamed this morning. Yesterday it looked more normal, I promise. But, yeah, that was my baby shower.
Wow, that sounds great.
It was
This is
fun.
also reminding me, I think lately we're just like meeting women and chatting.
Totally.
2 weekends ago, before we went to Worcester, Juice and I went to this bar and we met these three 54-year-old women.
Mhm.
They looked amazing, by the way.
Pam.
Pam specifically looked amazing. They all looked amazing, but Pam.
Are they New Yorkers?
Yeah, they're born and raised New Yorkers, still live here, and like Pam similarly came up to us and was like, "Freeze your eggs."
Well, because you had said that, I
Yeah.
said that to my witch. I said, well, what if I just freeze my eggs? She goes, no! No! And I was like, why? She's like, the cost. I was like, well, that's
How practical.
That's not at all what I expected from you.
Yeah, seriously.
So Pam was advising.
Pam,
freeze 'em.
I said to Pam, sometimes I just, again, I get into these moods where I'm just chatting with strangers and then I'm like, tell me something, you know?
Yeah.
And I kind of said, I was like, tell me something. And she was like, freeze your eggs.
Wow.
So something we're all going to be looking into, I think. Which I do, she was like, listen, I had a baby at 40, which is like sort of something I see for myself.
Oh, yeah.
So, but she was like, my life would have been so much easier if I had frozen my eggs. So I'm telling you, you should.
Damn. Okay.
She was perfect. Love her. Anyway, is there anything else you want to cover?
I don't think so. Did you have
Okay.
anything else? Great.
No.
Let's move on. Well, so outside of chatting up women at bars, you've been reading, you've been watching, we've been consuming.
I have.
What's it been?
I think I've talked about it. I have definitely talked about it a little bit, but I finished the new Carly Fortune. I
Let's
finished it at the
compare
beach,
notes.
which is so like as you should.
Yeah.
But
Even
yeah,
though it's a lake book, not a beach
it
book.
is. Yeah, I think I have a different. I didn't love it as much as you did.
Our first fight.
Our first fight.
Uh-huh.
I actually gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, which for me is a
Really?
low. For a romance from an
Yeah.
author I like, 3 stars is kind of a pan. I'm just kidding. No, I liked it. I just didn't like love it. And my overall take, I have to get my phone
Yeah.
for my notes,
Yeah.
is that like I thought I didn't really like the female main character. The I thought she was really annoying.
Okay.
And I think that like it's hard for me to I don't need to love the main character, but
Yeah.
I need to like her. Like I think I need to like would be friends with her in some could be friends with her.
Right.
And I did not think I felt that way about this girl.
Right. And she was like the ultimate people pleaser, right?
Yeah, ultimate people pleaser. She's also like a photographer, but she's like her whole like issue is that she's having a hard time like working for other people, I guess, or like not being able to
And you
do
didn't
her art.
Love that.
Relatable, sure, but like that's showbiz, baby.
That's
is
showbiz,
kind of how I
baby.
felt.
Grow up.
Grow up.
Yeah.
Like take your pictures for magazines,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Do your art too.
do your art too.
Yeah.
Um,
That's actually a great point. Yeah.
Thank you. And I also didn't like she was a little too like quirky twee for my vibes.
Yeah.
Like she kept like there were parts where this really annoyed me when she would be like, I put on my tortoise shell glasses.
Uh-huh.
Every time she said that, it irked me.
That's like an Emily Henry character reminding me she has bangs.
Exactly. It
Mhm.
really bothered me. And then also the whole thing of like, I can't be comfortable unless I have my camera. annoying. She's
Annoying.
she's a little kind of shy, I
Yeah,
guess.
kind of timid.
Kind of timid. And she's like, I can't like be in social settings without my camera. And I'm like, she's like, I feel uncomfortable unless I have it. And I'm like, okay, well, you're making everyone at this like low key hang uncomfortable by like doing a photo shoot.
And like my cousin needs his Game Boy. Like, what are we?
Right? Yeah. Are you baby?
You're baby.
Also, like, another thing she does, God, I really like kind of hated her. Another thing she does is like whenever she sees him, she's supposed to have like, I feel like she did a lot of like convincing us that she has this like God-given eye for photography, and I'm like, sure, but it's like she kept being like, I see them play in the water, click.
Yup, I hated that too.
I hated it.
I
hated it. It reminded me of these books I used to read as a kid that I actually did really like, called Cam Jansen. Did you ever read them?
Maybe. Tell me more.
It's like a detective series. She's like a child who solves mysteries.
Love.
And her whole thing is that she has a photographic memory.
Yes!
Yeah. And she'd be like, she would say click, but it was like, okay, she's doing something.
Yes!
She's getting clues.
Wow, this is really scratching something so deep.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that was such a fun thing I read.
Yeah.
But it annoyed me when she did it.
I'm not having fun now.
Yeah, right.
This
And
adult woman is
I'm
no
30.
child detective.
Click isn't really working for me like it used to.
Yeah, no, you're so right,
Yeah.
actually. You've convinced me that her central conflict, like that character's whole arc, is like, it's annoying. It's like a faulty premise that like, oh, this artist can't just like do what all adults do, which is like get by and find ways to do their art while also providing for themselves, whatever.
Which I guess in the end she does like find a way to mix both, but it's like, it's kind of like she's doing the same thing she was.
Yeah.
It's just like she says no more.
And then I'm so glad you are talking about the very end, because I'm like, so the big, and this is a spoiler for anyone, so skip ahead like 30 if you're scared.
Yeah.
But like, so the show she says no to, which she feels is like misrepresentative of her artistry and where she wants to take her career, is like a photograph of a disgraced female CEO where she looks like frenzied, and she's like, but that wasn't representative of most of the shoot. Like, it was the picture chosen retroactively to fit this narrative that tore this woman down, whatever. And so she makes a big point of saying like, no to that, do not show that picture. And then like she gets her own solo show at the end of the book, and it's meant to be like, this is her triumph now that she's started saying no, whatever. And then the big showpiece photograph is a nude self-portrait.
Yeah, I thought that was so strange.
So weird.
Yeah.
What's
that? The message there? I don't know. I think the whole thing is like she's only comfortable behind the camera. She's not comfortable in front of the camera.
Uh-huh.
So it's supposed to be like, I'm so comfortable now that I'll be naked.
Nobody's asking for that.
Yeah.
Also, I have a God-given eye for photography, and my body is something.
My body's banging too. Yeah, I thought that was
It was weird.
It was weird. I think my general criticism is the book felt a little bit like thrown together.
Ooh, okay.
Because I also found the beginning, so the whole premise is that like her grandmother like falls and then like someone needs to take care of her all summer.
Uh-huh.
And it like, I don't know, it felt very like, what adult woman is gonna take her grandmother to the lake for a whole summer? Like, sorry, is that
especially
all my
when
grandparents
who's barely
are dead, so.
piecing together a career,
right? Yeah,
with jobs she's increasingly saying no to.
Right, like, and she's like, I can take the time off because it just felt like that the author needed to get her to this lake, and isolate her, and it was like, how can I do it? Felt very like it didn't feel like a real plot to me. It felt just like, let me get her to this lake, to be in proximity to this man.
Does
that make sense?
She was also just like crashing out, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah. Oh, I guess she had the boyfriend. She also broke up with her boyfriend.
Oh yeah, there was that.
I don't know. I think like I just felt like it was a little bit. I also just like didn't find the grandmother plotline that interesting.
Me neither.
So maybe it was boring.
Yeah.
So maybe that's more my issue. And I think like so as you have mentioned that this was sort of a follow-up to another book of hers. It was at the same universe as her first book, and I like love those characters and that story so much that it just like felt kind of flat for me.
How did you feel about like meeting them again as adults?
It was fun. I wish it was funny, like I just don't really like remember a ton of details, but I was like, oh, I remember like the Polish restaurant and like stuff like that was like really cute and fun. The thing I did really like about it, sorry I'm talking so much, I really liked, so the whole way they like get together is they're like, we're gonna have like one golden summer, we're gonna hit all, she makes this stupid ass
you're right
bucket
now that
list.
you're talking about it, I'm like, I hated those.
No, it had all the delicious parts of a romance novel, so like I mean, like, so she makes this bucket list that's like, kiss the cute boy.
Jump off the cliff.
Yeah, jump off the cliff. Low-key do drugs.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Right. And he, like, finds it. So embarrassing. And then he's like, oh, this was the other thing. Sorry, I'm like, I felt like too readily was hitting on her. And I get that's his whole thing, that he's like a Lothario.
Right.
But, like, they're just texting. They haven't even met.
No.
He doesn't even know what she looks like.
Right.
And he's like, Alice Everly, that's her name. He keeps being like, hey, Alice Everly. Like, and I'm just like, no, I need a little bit more. Yeah. It needs to be more believable. Like.
Yeah.
Anyway. But, the thing I did like was that, so they end up doing this, like, bucket list thing. Once they do finally admit that they're, like, attracted to each other, they, like, take it really slow. Which I thought was hot.
We talked about this, the rising trend in dry humping.
Yes.
It's nonstop.
It's everywhere.
What is going, and I don't know if this is like dovetailing with the trad wife, like virtue.
We gotta be careful.
But dry humping is having a moment.
It is.
Like we won't go all the way. Well, you're actually sucking and slapping and
you're doing literally everything
romping
else.
And rubbing. Like I don't know how we're getting away with this being a pure activity.
You guys are better or like morally superior. But I did like the idea of like, I don't know. And now that I'm like saying it out loud, it seems a little creepy. But like having a teenage romance at 32, that's like kind of.
I don't know, but weren't we talking about that this weekend? How, like, it's kind of nice. Like, I don't know. I love teen romances. Like, so often, Mittens will walk in the room and be like, you're just always watching, like, a high school show. And I'm like, yeah, and I hope they
paused
kiss.
Ginny and Georgia. What?
Where are you know you're at? Yeah, I think Ginny and Georgia was one of it. But, like, teen romance is like fun and fancy free and everything feels so loud and bright and you're like, it's just so like, yeah. I love the notion that my friends who like are these serious or like what for whatever reason like maybe never allowed themselves that like are giving themselves that in adulthood if they want it. Like, I think that's kind of sweet. I don't think it should have the aesthetics of a teen romance. I don't think you should do a bucket list and like make friendship bracelets and have a glitter party.
Oh my god, the glitter party. Yes.
But I do like the underlying like thesis of like let's nurture our inner child, like let's have a teen romance in spirit and like how free fall will go for each other.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think and I also think, like, it's one of those things where, like, I think sometimes reading a teenage romance is good because it's like, oh, it allows you to have that kind of, like, innocence or, like, those big feeling. Like, I don't know, it fits, teen and romance fit really well together because it's like, but there are a lot of adult women who never had a teen romance, so it's kind of nice to see it play out at 32.
And I do think a lot of women do decide like, oh, I'm just gonna like let myself have unbridled romantic feeling and go for it. And it is that same kind of just summer love as a teen.
Summer loving happens so fast. Sorry,
stop trying to do it. So but it bothered me now that you're saying it actually did really bother me that they like brought on the aesthetic of a teen romance to a 30-plus-year-old relationship.
Yeah, I don't know, certain parts of it I didn't like.
Like it being weird.
Yeah, and I will say like this kind of took me a long time to finish, which always for a romance is a red flag for me because usually like
Goes down smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, I read it in a flight.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah. I read a romance, speaking of romance on a flight, I read one on my flight home from California 2 weekends ago. Last weekend, whatever. And it's, okay, I want to talk about it. So it's My Oxford Year by Julia Whalen.
Okay.
And
Julia Whalen?
Julia Whalen.
Okay.
Sorry. Do you know her?
Colin's fiance now is Julie Whalen.
Oh,
Friend
no
of the
way.
pod.
Friend of the pod. Stupid head. Okay, so I picked it up for, you know how I do this. I don't do a ton of research. I'm just like, yeah, this will be fine. And then here I am, no Wi-Fi, 6-hour flight,
right.
4-hour flight, whatever. This one is being made into a Netflix show.
Okay.
I believe a limited series.
Ooh.
It comes out soon.
Okay.
But do you know who plays the lead? Is that Sophia Amorosa girl? Is that her name? She's in let me pull her up because I don't want to watch anything this woman's in, if I'm being totally honest.
Okay. Do you know what else she's in, or are you pulling that up now?
I'm gonna have to yeah. Okay. No. Sophia Amorosa's the former CEO of Nasty Gal. One of those disgraced CEOs. What is that girl? Okay, I'm just gonna look at My Oxford Year. That'll be how I do it.
LMFAO.
Oh, it's a film, not a show. Alright, so I might need to just take this one from the top.
Okay.
Sophia Carson. Look at that side bang.
Oh my God.
I hate it. You know this girl.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
She was just in that other show where her mom, on Netflix, where her mom does. She's one of the horses that Netflix is backing right now.
I don't know her.
I don't think I know her.
She's on Austin and Ally, Descendants.
Again, you guys aren't watching these.
Can't say.
No, come on. She's in that really bad, cheesy dance movie.
Dance movie?
I'm going to start from the top.
Okay.
Okay, so I read My Oxford Year on a
I'm
flight.
locked in. Okay.
Okay, so on a flight, I picked it up, My Oxford Year by Julia Whalen.
Okay.
I didn't know much about it except that Netflix is making a movie out of it.
Okay.
It comes out quite soon, I think, and Sophia Carson's in it.
Okay.
Sophia Carson, you guys don't know who she is.
No, I don't know who that is.
She's like one of those industry plants in my head.
Okay.
Like Netflix is trying to make Sophia Carson happen because she's in a bunch of those Netflix movies
Okay, all right.
that only I watch.
Yeah.
Like one where the mom is dead, one where she's a dancer who wants to go to Juilliard.
Of course, yeah.
Guys, come on. And then she will show up at red carpets and sing at the Oscars, and I'm like, who let Sophia Carson in
Is she
here?
a good singer?
She's just beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah,
she's
a beautiful but I think she's one of Carry On was a recent
I did watch that.
Thank you. Okay. She's in Carry On. She's the girl.
Wait, is that the Jason Bateman? Okay.
Where he's the naughty terrorist.
Yeah. I didn't watch it, but
she's a really, really, I'm sorry, but bad actress.
Okay.
That's my actor. That's my take.
I'm sure you're right.
I do not, so bad that it really bothers me to see her on screen.
Yeah.
And I knew she was going to be in it before I opened the book. And so I kind of have her in my head for this character. But then it becomes very clear this character isn't it doesn't square.
Yeah.
So I think it's just because, again, Netflix planned.
Okay.
That Sophia Carson's playing the protagonist of My Oxford Year. The protagonist in the book is this short, wild-haired woman. It doesn't square with the Sophia Carson of it all.
Okay.
But whatever. So all I know before this flight starts and I'm 5 hours no Wi-Fi is Netflix movie, Sophia Carson. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
My Oxford Year. And it's a rom. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for romance.
Yeah.
Let's go. Cancer book.
Of course, so Netflix is putting her in the cancer book. Another feather in her sad cap.
Yeah, her sad cap. Yeah, and here's what I liked about the book. I actually think the book was well written. It's basically about an American who, she's a Rhodes Scholar, so she goes to spend a year at Oxford studying literature.
Cool.
And she's a DC girl. She's a campaign operative, rising star in the political sphere. She's a kingmaker. She's been moving and shaken, so young to be so powerful,
right,
and so good. But then she's like, no, I gotta go to Oxford. So she's all the while also straddling, supporting the education policy for a campaign for presidential candidate.
Okay.
It's all a little implausible, but I thought it was well written, and I think it helps that the author herself, she wasn't a Rhodes Scholar, but she did do an abroad summer or year at Oxford. and she like nails it, that like kind of outside in like awe around this like super old, super like academia kind of environment where it's just like magic. Like the city is, it's the dreaming spires.
Like Fourth Wing. Did someone say magic? No, sorry.
There's no real magic. Okay. But it like you get this kind of like expat vibe where she's like has to learn, and all of her friends are Brits, like because she's doing this kind of niche program that Rhodes Scholars typically don't do. Okay. It's like this, like everyone keeps asking her like, why would you choose this niche literary study? And she's like, oh, because I wanted to. But so it's only Brits, and her like all the other Rhodes are studying like poli-sci something.
Right.
And she just like really gets immersed in that culture, and it's so different from what she knew, but she's from Ohio, but she like really likes it and wants to learn it and be part of it. And so you're like, I think that is well structured. Like I was like, that's great. I'm feeling that.
Good for her.
Good for her. But then you're like, okay, there's that cute guy in the Rhodes program, then there's this other cute guy who like spills sauces on her in the chip shop. And you're like, yes, romance it's afoot, here we go. And then she ends up with the guy who spilled the sauces with her on her, and he's her professor.
Oh.
But that's not frowned upon for graduate programs in jolly old England.
Right, it's Europe.
You're allowed to screw, yeah. And screw they do. They start pretty early in the book, and you're like, okay, romance. He has terminal cancer.
Shit.
And the whole book becomes like, and
The Fault in Our Stars.
Kind of. And I do actually like the form of the book for that reason. It's like, it feels very true to like life, where cancer comes at you unexpectedly. It's not like this is a cancer book. It's like this book was one thing and now it's not because of cancer.
Oh, that's really interesting.
So actually, yeah, the form really worked for me that way, but I did feel like, damn it, like I'm on this flight and I was hoping for light and frothy, and now it's like actually really sad and heartfelt.
Kind of hoping I'm on a 737 Max now.
Yeah, so it got heavy. But it was good. I mean, I found the protagonist really relatable too. She's like tough and kind of mean, and we've talked about how we like a mean female lead. But yeah, it was a good book. It just was, I felt like a bait and switch a little bit, but then I also felt like that was a pretty effective
I do
tact.
like that idea of like the book being I'm not like I appreciate what you're saying, and I'm not doing a good job of saying it back to you. That like the book is the thing, kind of like it's doing art, whatever, you know what I'm saying.
I do, yeah. And the one other thing about this book, I read, as I do when I'm on a flight reading a book, I read every single, the copyright, the publisher. And this one included like an author's like whole letter preceding the book club discussion guide. Like she just wrote a bunch about the process of writing the book and like shared her own experience having gone to Cambridge or Oxford. That's like how I got it or know that about her. But she had said she's a screenwriter by trade.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And she'd said this was a screenplay converted into a novel. And she's like, that it happens so often in the reverse direction. I've been a part of those projects. I've been a writer who's done that multiple times. But this, I had been commissioned to kind of like punch up a screenplay, and then I don't think it actually got made. And then it was like, well, actually, I think she made the choice maybe to create a novel of it instead. And she's like, it's cool because like the premise is the same, but like what I wrote is so dramatically different. Yeah. Whereas like when you flow the opposite direction, novel to screenplay, you have to like really uphold a lot of the novel. It's like you have to have fidelity to source material, whereas this she could change work within the world or the framework, but like kind of wrought something from scratch.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was interesting because we talk a lot about
screenwriting.
Yeah,
I also think that's an interesting like strategy, because something I think about a lot is that apparently in Hollywood these days nothing gets made unless there's like a source. Unless it like starts as something like a book or
no
like,
original screenplays.
Yeah, like it has to have shown that it's like a good book.
A worthy investment.
Yeah, which is so stupid.
So stupid. Make
But,
more
like,
original movies.
kind of smart
Yeah.
to go the route of book.
And now she gets Netflix movie.
Yeah,
Now she gets Sophia Carson.
Lucky her.
Lucky her.
You got Netflix's favorite plant.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's all I got, really.
All right.
Did you want to talk? You're watching something.
Okay, so I think that's we're gonna cut our media. Normally we could talk about the media we're consuming for about 45 minutes,
And we sure do.
but we're gonna switch today into our activity, which is very fun. It is
Making clocks. Oh.
Good thing I already have one under my belt. So today we're playing a game that Julia's dad, John Prevetti, gave us to use, and he is a writer himself, and he's part of a writer's group. A member, I guess, of his writer's group created this game. His name is Gary Zanker, and the game itself is called Writer's Blocks.
Double X.
2X,
Which,
yeah.
is the double X, is it an erotic game?
Well, funny. So what you do is there's 6 multi-sided dice. That's what a dice is, I guess.
And they come in a crazy little
sachet.
satin sack.
That looks like what my Diva cup comes in.
You use a diva cup?
No, I tried to, and I couldn't hack it. That's just really uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so, but basically you roll each of them, and then it helps you create like a little prompt, and then everyone takes a break to write, and then we come back and we read the prompt. So we thought we'd play Writer's Blocks and see how it goes. Okay, so we're gonna have to roll each of the dice 6
Okay.
times.
Which color would you like first?
Jubes, you have a pen?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, thank you. That worked out. Okay.
I
So,
ASMR.
Molly, you're gonna roll, and I'm gonna... I'm gonna mark our... I'm gonna mark our prompts.
Okay.
You ready?
What color would you like
Oh,
first?
sorry.
I'm giving you one at a time.
Okay, so we're start with yellow, which is genre, please.
Okay.
Pick your plug. Is that 9?
I think it's a 6.
Okay,
Doesn't the dot go at
6.
the bottom? Yeah, it's a 6.
You're gonna die.
What is it?
Erotica.
Shit.
That is, we did not plan that.
We did
just for the
not.
record.
Even though it looks like I just plunked it down.
How do you, okay, this is gonna be interesting.
What color would you like next?
Okay, let's do white.
Okay. Okay, maybe I will do like a
A good
10.
Okay. 10 is gonna be biblical.
Biblical
erotica.
Oh my god.
Okay. Blue is next, and this is object.
15.
15. That is gonna be high heel shoes.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay. Then we're gonna do red, which is setting. 18. Italian restaurant.
Good. Good. That squares with biblical, I feel like.
It does. Okay. Then
Green.
we're going to do green, which is character.
20.
20. Chef. Oh my god. Perfect. Chef at an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, likely place for him to be.
Him. Interesting.
I don't respect female chefs.
Okay, 19. Fishing. This is event, by the way.
Fishing.
That's the event, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Cut when I say I don't respect female chefs.
Oh my god.
And that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the prompts, I guess. Then we...
So, like, it just feels like a ton of data to include.
It is.
We're going to do a paragraph
Yeah.
now.
I think do our best to include all of these.
Okay, so can you run it back for me and I'll note it down?
Sure. So the timing is biblical. The genre is erotica. The object is high heel shoes. The setting is an Italian restaurant. The character is a chef, and the event, fishing. And so we're gonna try to include all of these things. We're gonna write a paragraph. We're gonna give ourselves 6 minutes. Does that feel like enough?
Yeah.
Okay, 6 minutes.
10?
10.
You gotta leave soon.
Yeah, I do. We'll try 6, and then if we need more, we can.
Okay.
I think we should try 6.
6.
A tight 6.
A tight 6.
A sexy
Which
erotica
is
6.
Gary Zanker's recommendation.
Yeah.
We didn't just pluck that out of
Yeah.
thin air.
And then we're gonna come back and read them.
Okay.
Okay. Cut.
Bye.
Okay, that's time. Oh. Make her finish. Come on.
They're not even touching.
This is Claire's kind of erotica.
No, I have a lot to say.
I don't know. Okay, let's just get started. Okay.
Okay, so this was a hilarious exercise.
They're not even touching. I don't know how to get them touching. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like I took the route of like kind of doing what we did that one time we did like a short story.
Okay.
Where I just did like a little vignette kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But I don't. I'll read mine. I'll be brave.
Be brave.
You both have to
This
be-
and
Yeah.
again, let's remind everyone it's set in biblical times. It's erotica in nature. A high heel shoe must be involved. An Italian restaurant setting, which you're gonna be like, Molly, what have you done?
Okay.
Character's a chef. Event is fishing. Oh, I didn't bring in fishing.
Okay, fishing is really central in mine. But I kind of flubbed the Italian restaurant, if I'm honest.
Okay. We latched on to different things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make one tweak and then fishing will be it. Okay, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Oh my god, I'm crying. Okay, Mary. Okay, I should just preface. Mine's about Mary Magdalene.
Mine's about Ruth, but I can't remember what Ruth did. It's not
Ruth.
it's not that Ruth that you're thinking. It's just a name I knew
a girl
exists.
Ruth.
It's a girl
Okay.
Ruth. Okay, go ahead.
I chose to go with a known slut, Mary Magdalene. Since the category is erotica. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Mary smells him before her eyes are even open. The tough thing about being a fisherman is that you can never really get the smell off your clothes. She shouldn't be here. Mary only finds herself at Jacob's when she's upset. She walked over here late last night after Jesus' dinner. He invited all... Okay, sorry. Oh my god. He invited all his friends and didn't even look at her once, all night, even as she served him his 5th glass of wine. So she put on her high heels, her black... Oh my god, okay. So she put on her high heels, her black cloak, and nothing else. Jacob is only good for 2 things, the way he catches trout and the way he makes her come.
That's so good.
Oh my god.
So funny. That's so good.
I put in erotica at the buzzer, and I was like, this is scaring me about when we have to write erotica.
I'm so...
Because I was just like, he makes her come.
Okay.
What the fuck? No. Not allowed.
Okay. Oh, this is so funny. My preface is like, you're gonna be like, this girl is doing contortions to make Italian restaurant work. In biblical
love
times.
it.
Okay. All right. Dropping in.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ruth wears her high. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Ruth wears her high heel sandals into the open air market. They are retractable. We will lose this.
Okay.
We will lose this technology in the Roman wars, and generations to come will have an ancestral longing for this fashion. She knows what those straps up her strong calves do to me. I become so intent on tracing the leather laces up towards the hem of her toga, that I burn my hand on the fire I tend day in and day out. I man a stall here, selling grilled fish. Fish. Fish makes me think of Ruth again. That's all.
That's
god. He lives in Rome. And in biblical times,
Oh my god.
our ship where he peddles fish is as close to a restaurant as you're getting. I've done no
Oh my
historical
God.
research, but I just stalled out on Italian restaurants.
I think honestly, that was good erotica. Like, it was...
Fish makes him think of Ruth.
That was
That's
crazy.
disgusting.
I loved... Well, same here.
Yeah, and then I got so pleased with my retractable heels thing.
That was a really
I
good
kinda
joke.
lost it for a while, yeah. That was fun.
That was really fun.
I want to do it again. I think this can be a recurring thing
I
we
think so
bring
too.
in.
Yeah.
Because what a nutty game.
Yeah, I think this was... I know it was a short exercise, but I do feel like I learned a few things.
And maybe we toss it in every now and then. But
Yeah,
I
think it's good. Yeah, first of all, it was hilarious. Second of all, I think it is like a fun little exercise.
Yeah.
To just have to quickly write something. Oh my god, sorry, it really made me laugh. But I like the erotica thing. I'm like, oh my god, wait, I'm feeling a little shy.
I know, totally.
But I think knowing that we had to say it out loud, I was like, I can't.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun in just like letting it rip.
Yeah.
We've talked about like how our instinct is to edit and edit and edit. It's fun to just like
Let it rip.
yeah.
I also think this is like sort of a microcosm for writing a novel, because it's like you get to pick these columns, but you're like, I have to include high heels.
Yeah.
And
once you make choices, you're beholden to them.
yes, yeah. I have to give her a sister, and
the sister has a problem.
she can't walk in high heels. It's really tough. Oh my god, that was so fun though.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, well, that's it. That's what we did today.
So I guess it leaves us with just one question.
It does.
What's the most romantic thing that happened to you this week?
Okay, you're gonna die. My most romantic is a friendship romantic with none other than my friend Molly.
No way.
Yeah. We obviously were at the beach this weekend, and we had been there. We got there Wednesday night. We had been there for I think 2 nights at this. It was Friday, so we'd been there. I don't know why we'd only been there one night.
Okay.
But I had not. Wait, what
You
day
left
was
there
this?
Wednesday. You left Friday. You left Sunday.
It was Thursday night. Okay, so wait, let me start over. So we got to the beach on Wednesday night, and then Thursday night we were like just chilling, and Ashley's dad, friend of the pod, he'd been there when we first got there, but he was coming back the next day, and
I think I know what
yeah. So when we stay with him, we stay in like the pool house at his place. So it's like it's like an open air bathroom. You really can't poop in that bathroom because like.
The walls don't go up to the ceiling.
Yeah, it's just not an option.
like the whole pool house becomes your bathroom.
Yeah, so you have to poop in the main house, but that's also where Ashley's dad stays, so you don't want to make it stinky. But Molly came out of the bathroom on Thursday night and so earnestly said to me, "Have you had a BM yet?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "He comes back tomorrow morning. You should go have a BM." But it was like, you were being so serious, like, just wanting me to be okay.
Yeah.
You were like, you should go try to, like, have a movement. And it was so, like, sweet that, first of all, hilarious that you were keeping track. But also so sweet that you were, like, looking out for me.
Yeah.
And then I was at first like, I don't want to. Oh.
We were really playing into our like sibling birth
Yeah.
order.
I was like, I don't want to go to the bathroom. I don't have to right now. And then I sat for a minute and I was like, all right. I went to the main house and I did it.
I did just
And
want
she
you to
was
have a
right.
good time.
Yeah. And it was just sweet.
Yeah, it's good to keep tabs on each other. And we are two women with digestive issues.
You knew.
Yeah.
And I was like being weird.
I was so impressed you could do it on command.
Because it was there.
I know, because I checked my notes.
And then, like, yesterday on the train, I was like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I have to go to the bathroom. And Molly goes, yeah, you didn't have a BM yesterday, did you?
You were like, no, wait, I did. You had a sneaky one at the bar, and that's why I wasn't tracking it.
Yeah, I did it alone in the bar. And I didn't talk
Because you were
about
sick
it.
of Big Brother. Alright.
Made me laugh.
Yeah, that is romantic.
Yeah.
You know I always got you.
Yeah, thank you.
My most romantic is from the same night. Yeah, the same night. We had done a beach day, we'd done some dunk in the pool, we had a few tequila high noons.
Which we are loving.
Really loving those.
Drink of the summer.
A drink of the summer, and we
Yeah.
hadn't called one yet.
No, we hadn't, and we do, usually.
Yeah, so during the summer, loving those. We'd had a few in the pool, and you reach that moment in like a summer, particularly a summer weekend, where you've had a few drinks after being in the sun. You're like, are we gonna send it, or are we gonna
Be
go
cozy.
softly into the night?
Yeah.
And we were dabbling with both, and then bravely, I think it was a thunderstorm that really kind of
It made the decision for us.
yeah, because we were like, maybe we'll go walk and get a martini, and then it was like clouds darkening, whatever. And Ashley, this is romantic about my sisters, really.
Yeah.
Ashley and Siege were all kind of like, wait, what if we just shower, put on cozies, order pizzas, and watch Zootopia?
Yeah.
And it was like the best frickin' night.
It was so, really cute. It was like the summer I turned pretty
Yeah.
vibes. We also kept saying, Molly kept saying, this is the summer we turned pretty.
This is the summer we turned
This
pretty.
is it.
I just love to have a slumber party. I'm so glad I get to have them at 30.
Yeah, it
Of
was
course
so
I knew I
cute.
would, but
Yeah.
it's sweet. I love that.
Yeah.
It was good pizza.
Yeah, it was really good pizza. And then we watched, after Zootopia, sorry, did I?
I was just gonna say I love Zootopia.
Oh, do you want to talk about it?
No.
Okay. After we watched Zootopia, we watched Aquamarine.
Uh-huh.
Hasn't aged well. But it was fun. Like, that was a movie I used to watch at sleepovers as a
Yeah,
tween.
totally. That's a
Yeah.
nice kind of callback.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe we had a weird reaction between the two movies. We're watching Zootopia going, that fox is so hot. And then we're watching Aquamarine going, that guy's not hot at all.
Yeah, we were like, well, look at this ugly tan surfer
He
dude.
doesn't hold a candle to that fox.
Jason Bateman as that fox.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zootopia's great.
Yeah, Ashley was like, I love Zootopia. And we had both never seen Zootopia, so we were like, let's watch Zootopia. And it was a great movie.
And Zootopia 2 comes out this summer, you guys.
Yeah.
Or no, Thanksgiving.
November. Yeah.
Catch you in the theater.
But at this
AMC
point,
A-listers.
yeah, at this point, Zootopia, I didn't realize has been out since 2016. It took them 10 years to make a sequel.
And we got on right as it was
Mhm.
cresting.
You're right. The fandom is at a froth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we didn't have to spend so long
Pining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I love it.
Well, I love it.
Well, I just love it. So,
So, bye-bye.
bye.